Brigitte Bardot, the legendary French actress, model, and animal rights activist, has left the world at the age of 91. Her passing on Sunday, December 29, 2025, marks the end of an era, a life defined by glamour, audacity, and relentless passion. Yet even in death, Bardot continues to captivate, leaving behind a legacy that is both dazzling and enigmatic. As Saint Tropez prepares to bid farewell to its most iconic resident, questions linger. How will the world honor a woman whose life was as public as it was private? What will her final moments reveal about the person behind the legend? Today, we trace her extraordinary journey, her enduring impact, and the whispers of what is to come in her final farewell. Bardot's ascent to stardom was meteoric. In 1956, at just 22, she captivated audiences worldwide with her breakthrough role in And God Created Woman. She became the symbol of a new cinematic freedom, embodying a bold, modern femininity that challenged social norms. Over the next 2 decades, Bardot's presence dominated screens in around 50 films, each role etching her further into the collective imagination. Her charisma was magnetic, her gaze unforgettable. Yet, even as she shone, her life hinted at the contradictions that would define her legacy. Beauty intertwined with defiance, fame shadowed by personal struggle, and a sense of mystery that only deepened with each passing year. Saint Tropez, once a quiet fishing village, was transformed by Bardot's very presence. The town became synonymous with her name, sun-soaked, glamorous, and alive with intrigue. She was not just a resident but a phenomenon, shaping the cultural pulse of the Riviera. The town hall declared her its most dazzling ambassador, a figure whose aura left an indelible mark. But as admirers flocked to the beaches and streets she once walked, many wondered, what was the private life behind this public spectacle? What secrets had she carried behind the shutters of La Madrague, her villa perched above the azure waves of the Mediterranean? At 39, Bardot shocked the world once more, stepping away from acting at the height of her fame. She retreated to her villa, disappearing from the screens that had once defined her. But in this withdrawal, she found purpose, turning her attention to animal welfare, a cause that would come to define her final decades. It began with a seemingly small act on the set of her last film. She saved a goat destined for slaughter, cradling it in her arms in a gesture that would change the course of her life. From that moment, her devotion to animal rights became absolute, and her fame became a tool for advocacy. Bardot's commitment to animal rights was unwavering, yet her later life was far from serene. Her outspoken political positions, particularly anti-immigration rhetoric, sparked legal battles and intense public debate. She faced 5 convictions for hate speech, each verdict adding layers to her complex persona. These contradictions only heightened the intrigue surrounding her, an icon whose brilliance and flaws were inseparable, leaving the world to wrestle with admiration and criticism in equal measure. Even in her seclusion, Bardot remained a figure of fascination. She spent her final days surrounded by nature, enveloped in the silence of the French Riviera. Those close to her recall her dedication to her sanctuary, her unwavering daily routines, and her intimate moments with her 4th husband, Bernard Dormal. She passed away peacefully before dawn, whispering a word of love to him, and then she was gone. The mystery of her final moments, quiet, private, yet filled with intensity, adds to the suspense that now surrounds her farewell. How will the world witness her final goodbye? What rituals will honor a woman whose life was defined by spectacle and secrecy alike? Local authorities and her foundation have begun preparations for her farewell. The service is scheduled to take place at the Notre Dame de l'Assomption Church in Saint Tropez on Tuesday, January 7, 2026, a site resonant with significance for the town she called home for more than 5 decades. To allow the public to partake in this historic moment, large outdoor screens will broadcast the service across Saint Tropez, creating a communal space for admirers to honor Bardot's legacy. Yet even with this accessibility, the family has ensured that the most intimate aspects of the ceremony remain private, preserving the air of mystery that has long accompanied her life. Bardot's burial, expected to occur at a seaside marine cemetery overlooking the Mediterranean, is being shrouded in secrecy. While the location has not been officially confirmed, it is widely believed to be the final resting place of her family members, adding layers of personal significance. The anticipation of this private farewell adds tension to the public observance, blending accessibility with discretion, allowing admirers to participate emotionally without breaching the sanctity of the moment. Her cinematic influence cannot be overstated. Bardot redefined French cinema, embodying freedom, rebellion, and allure. Her style, her performances, her very presence changed perceptions of womanhood on screen. Beyond film, she left her mark on fashion, beauty, and the cultural imagination of a generation. Yet, as with her life, her legacy is a story of contrasts: glamour shadowed by controversy, visibility shadowed by secrecy, brilliance shadowed by human complexity. Saint Tropez itself waits with bated breath, its streets and piazzas holding the memory of her presence. Bardot brought the world to this quiet town, and now, the world watches, wondering how the final chapter of her story will unfold. Will her private farewell live up to the grandeur of her public life? How will admirers reconcile the different facets of her identity? The star, the activist, the provocateur? Even her final act, preparing for a private burial in an undisclosed location, echoes the enigmatic life she led. She was a figure who thrived in the spotlight, yet valued privacy fiercely, who spoke boldly, yet showed tenderness in unexpected moments. The tension between the public and private, the known and unknown, gives her farewell a sense of suspense, making the world pause and speculate on what it means to truly say goodbye. Bardot's life reminds us that influence comes with responsibility and complexity. Her cinematic achievements, her cultural impact, her unwavering devotion to animals, all are parts of a legacy that cannot be neatly summarized. She lived fully, loved fiercely, and stood by her convictions no matter the cost. Her story is a testament to the human capacity for reinvention, resilience, and passion, and it leaves the world eager to witness the closing act. As Saint Tropez prepares to host the farewell ceremony on January 7, 2026, anticipation grows. The service promises to honor not just a legendary actress, but a woman whose life intersected with art, activism, and controversy. Fans around the world wait to see how the town and her family will pay tribute to someone who defined an era. Her life was cinematic, and now her death carries the weight of drama and suspense that even the finest scripts could not predict. At this moment, Brigitte Bardot's funeral has not yet taken place. Details remain tightly held by her family and local authorities. When the world learns more, updates will follow, offering a window into the final farewell of one of France's most iconic and enigmatic figures. Until then, the story of her life and the suspense of her passing continues to captivate hearts across the globe, a blend of cinematic drama, mystery, and human depth that few can match.